Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Eliza McCall, and I wanted to go over my top 5 takeaways from this class. The first one being the social cognitive theory founded by Bandura in 1977. He found that humans learn through observation and and 3 functions of observation include information, motivation, and reinforcement. So through these modalities, I have found that there's room for persuasion at every step. For example, in my life, I plan to lead by example at work in order to hopefully persuade my employees to do the same tasks. Maybe I am tired of asking people to refill the paper in the printer, so instead I will go ahead and do that without being asked. And according to Bandura, they'll see that this behavior is rewarded and will go ahead and initiate those behaviors on their own. The second takeaway was filling in the blanks. This was founded by O'Keefe in 1997, and the main research findings are that messages are more persuasive when audiences are not left to fill in the blanks by themselves. Additionally, higher educated audiences expect a two-sided message, so leaving them with one-sided message, they'll most likely fill in the blanks negatively. In my life, I give a lot of presentations to highly educated individuals. I work in healthcare and I present to doctors and administration all the time. I found this is going to be very useful in my presentations where instead of leaving an open-ended question like I used to, I'll fill in with the information of the answer that I hope they would come to. The third most important is the foot in the door. In psychology classes, we always refer this to the foot in the door phenomenon. It was founded by Friedman and Fraser in 1966. The main findings are that an initial small request, and this is not the real request, followed by a second larger request, this is the one that we initially wanted the behavior to change, is resulting in a higher chance of persuasion when there are 2 sequential requests. They additionally found that it does not matter who the requester is, if it's a different requester, or what the time frame is between the requests. In my life, I plan to use this in the near future. I'm building a house right now, so I can see myself asking my family if they would come over and be willing to help me paint a little. And then, the following day, maybe it's, will you help me tile the bathroom? And eventually we'll get to the bigger tasks like re-roofing the house and landscaping. But in the future, I'm going to start it off with small requests that I really don't care if they're there to help or not. My fourth topic that I'm taking away is that of guilt appeals. And I know this is really something that I'm not taking away because we learned that guilt appeals don't work as well as other appeals. And really on their own, guilt appeals don't work at all. So Coulter and Pinto in 1995, they actually did research on this and found that because guilt invokes negative emotions, you may create some form of cognitive dissonance, but it's not effective in changing behavior or attitudes in your subjects. Again, this is something that I'll use moving forward in my personal life. I know that I'm guilty of, no pun intended, but I'm guilty in the past of giving this out as an excuse as to why I should get more from my significant other, whether it's in terms of going to dinner or spending more quality time together. I'm guilty of saying, well, we couldn't do it last week because you were busy. And I'm learning through this class and through life that that's never a healthy way to communicate. It actually invokes more negative feelings and gives me the opposite of what I wanted. And then the last takeaway that I am bringing with me is source credibility. Hovland et al. First studied this in 1953, and they found that trustworthiness, expertise, and similarity of the source all increase the persuasiveness of a message. And again, I use this at work when I present to highly educated audiences and even my office staff. Previously, as their boss, I would say, this is how we're going to do it. Please make changes effective immediately. And I think maybe now I have reasoning and I have enough foundation to present the sources behind it. So one concrete example We're changing the way we take blood pressures in the office because of a research study that Mayo Clinic and Spectrum Health did. This would be, the ideal example of source credibility. Instead of me saying, this is how it's going to be because I said so, I can give them that research article. They can read through it and kind of understand where I'm coming from. All in all, I had a great class with everybody. I appreciate everybody's comments and discussions and participation weekly, especially Professor, thank you for all of the guidance throughout the course. And I'm excited to see what I can do with all of this newfound knowledge. So thank you.